and the first work stream is preparing the eDAN. This is our project form that we're going to discuss today.
Hello everyone, my name is Samir Shafiq. I'm one of the Neurosciences pharmacists. So there's two things that I'd like to talk about today. The first is Blue Sphere itself. We've used the 5S processors and the work and applied that to try and streamline the information that's actually on Blue Sphere. So what we've done is, firstly, we've actually streamlined the way the drug lists are actually presented. So we have, rather than neurosurgery, we have now L24, L25 discharge covered to make it easier for the medics when they are populating the eDAN. And then we've also streamlined the actual medication that's on the list, so the commonly used medications and what's actually in the discharge covered. And we think by doing this, we've improved the quality of the information on the eDANs, we've reduced the time it takes to populate the eDANs with the discharge medication. We're also hoping that it's going to reduce the overall time as well, which I think the figures show that it has already started. And then finally, Sarah O'Neill, who can't be with us today, who's one of the pharmacy technicians, she has single-handedly used the standard work form and pushed the discharge covered from an S1 to a level 4. So that means she has streamlined all the, I don't think I've got the guidance. She's produced some guidance for the staff on the ward, so there's pictures on there, there's writing on there to try and make it easier for them to actually take the information out and leave copies of the discharge to make sure we have an audit trail as well. And again, we don't have any figures to actually show what's happened with that, but we've got anecdotal findings that the number of eDANs that are bypassing pharmacy has actually increased during this the last 30 days. But now, from now onwards, we're going to try and log that data so we can report at relevant data.
So my name is Karen, I'm the Band 7 on Ward 25 and I'm also a process owner. This is our target report. We're not going to look at every single section in here, but we are going to just concentrate briefly on 4 of the sections. First section we're looking at is the lead time. So initially we had a baseline of 401 minutes, and that was decision to discharge from the ward round to the actual eDAN being ready. Within our IPW week, we achieved a target of 125 minutes there, but that was over just 2 patients, and we were aware that it was limited because it was running over the week. Currently, we achieved a target time of 154 minutes overall, but then we split those down yesterday. So out of 15 patients, we split down into the people that are being pre-populated, which is where the CNSs or the Ward 28 or other staff or HDU step-downs have actually started the eDAN, and the ones that haven't been pre-populated. The ones that were pre-populated was getting an overall time of 316 minutes, which is still an improvement of 21%, but the pre-populated ones, which were 9 out of 15, we achieved 88 minutes, which was an improvement of 78%.
Very good.
So we also wanted to look at the quality defect of pre-population. Initially, pre-population. So initially, none of the eDANs were pre-populated, so we had 100% defects there. Again, as I've just said, the figures that we've just collected for the 15 over a course of 1 day for both wards, 9 out of those 15 eDANs had been pre-populated, which has given us an improvement of over 60%. We've still got the others to work on. Quality defects, which was doctors getting instructed in trying to prepare the eDAN, has been at 100%, always at 100%, because the medical staff do the eDANs at the nurse's station. There's the telephone going on, there's all the staff around, people are asking questions. We've tried to move them away from the area, sometimes with success and sometimes with not some success. But out of the ones that we've been looking at, if we've moved them away from the area, one out of the eight was interrupted, but the other 7 weren't interrupted. So they had a quicker time. If they stay on the ward, they're still interrupted 100% of the time. And then the last one was just the final one, the setup reduction time, which was the clinical time spent preparing the eDAN on the day of discharge. And again, we've split it down for the pre-populated eDANs, the ones that have actually got some information in it and the ones that haven't. The ones that have got no information in were very static. It's 29 minutes is where we're coming out at, but 28 minutes was the baseline initially. But the pre-populated ones are coming out at 6 minutes per eDAN, which we said if the other the other 6 had been pre-populated, it would have saved the medical staff 138 minutes over that day period. So it's just where we're at now. Just some pictures. We've started using a check sheet for the ward rounds, so that when the doctors actually say this patient's for discharge, it's just checking roughly whether there's anything we need to pick up on, whether there are any other medication that we need to be looking at, whether there's any anticoagulants, whether they're reducing the dexamethasone and stuff. But actually the first picture at the top there is just to show that it's being used by the ward staff and being used consistently by the ward staff. There's a discharge board, which is here, where they put on, and then the eDANs are changed accordingly, whether it's waiting for the doctor to do it, or whether it's waiting for pharmacy, whether it's ready on the ward, just so it's a quick glance and people are consistently using that. And this was to try and show that we've also implemented that none of the drug charts that come to the nurse's station, they all stay with the patient, and that's a clear desk with no, and it's working. We still have the added cups.
Yeah, we're still trying to audit that once or twice a week to see whether the charts are being used for a valid reason or not. So that's going to continue as well.
Okay. Just a newspaper, we're improving in all areas. Some we've completed, some we still need some improvement, but we're expecting that to be 100% complete by the end of the 90 days. And just success and challenges. The checklist is successfully used, and the nursing staff have got it embedded in. The whiteboards act as a visual aid, and all the MDT, even the physios and the OTs, everybody is actively using those.
And the pre-population of the eDAN has proven to reduce time on the day of discharge. And our challenge still is the medical staffing, the numbers that we have available to do the pre-population, and changing practice. So getting the medics to move away from the nurse's station and go somewhere quiet to do it. But we're really pleased with our work so far.
Yeah. So
Thank
you,
very much.
and we'll see you again in another 30 days.
That's great, excellent. You'll have noticed as you've been talking, more and more people are coming in. So the word is spreading of oh, can you do it again?